Hi, I'm Hailey, and after discovering that I cannot spend the rest of my existence living off of my roommate's mac and cheese, and that I don't yet have a cute boyfriend to cook me meals, I'm experimenting with meals for one. So the recipe I'm going to be making today is called Mama's Best Broiled Tomato Sandwich. It looks pretty easy. Few ingredients, got olive oil, balsamic vinegar, oregano, parsley. I also have sage, rosemary, and thyme, but you don't actually need those for this. Some mayonnaise, some tomatoes. They didn't say what type of tomatoes to get. I bought these because they were small and cheap. Lightly toasted bread. I think my bread is finished toasting. So start off by preheating the oven to a... That's my cat Taz. He's not part of the recipe. So you start off by preheating the oven to a broil. I'm currently doing that. I think. I don't actually know how to preheat an oven to a broil. It confuses me, but there's a big button that says broil, so we're going to try that one. The first step is to, in a shallow bowl, this is not particularly shallow, but I can't help what my parents buy, whisk together the olive oil and vinegar. So that's 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of the vinegar. So I whisked the olive oil and vinegar together, and this is what I got. It doesn't look very good to me, but it smells pretty nice. So you're supposed to marinate the tomatoes in the mixture, stirring occasionally. So I'm going to take the tomatoes, which I did a really bad job of slicing, I think. And I think I just kind of drop them in there, and they do not fit. I have that many more tomatoes. This is why I thought that buying 2 tomatoes was a bad idea, but I was going to follow the recipe. I'm just going to like drop another one on there, and we'll mix it and see how it goes. And now I have tomatoes to eat. The next step is to combine the mayonnaise, parsley, oregano, black pepper, and Parmesan cheese, which I forgot to set out earlier because it was in the fridge. And mix those together in a small bowl, which produces this mixture, which again looks kind of scary, but actually smells pretty good. And I'm hoping the taste follows the smell. I've also been marinating the tomatoes. I kept forgetting to stir them, but I just kind of flipped them and dunked them around a little bit. So you spread the mayonnaise cheese mixture onto 2 slices of bread and add the sort of marinated tomatoes. And you sprinkle with about ½ a teaspoon of Parmesan cheese. I have no idea if that's where the cheese was actually supposed to go, but I'm just going to kind of go with it. So then you can assemble your sandwich and place it on a baking sheet. And we are going to broil it for 5 minutes or until the cheese turns golden brown. I'm going to broil it for 5 minutes. Somewhere along the line, I apparently did something wrong. Well, normally I would evaluate a recipe based on taste, ease, and practicality, but I wasn't about to eat that thing. So, taste, not available. Ease, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Pretty simple to make. Clean up took about as long as it took to burn. Nothing too terrible. I don't give it a 5 just because there were a lot of different measurements needed. But pretty simple. Practicality, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Yeah, it requires a lot of herbs, so you may or may not have those on hand. I probably won't when I move out on my own. So just little stuff like that. I had to go buy tomatoes. So there's some kind of weird ingredients. Also broiling. I'm taking off points because I don't know how to broil something. So overall score, kind of hard to value because taste is probably rated the heaviest. So overall score, it probably tasted really good, and you should probably go try to make it better than I did.